When you break the law, you must be punished. It's as simple as that. Sometimes that punishment includes a certain type of unpleasant diet. Different countries have different ways of managing prisons. In some countries, prison canteens look more like cafes or restaurants, while in others, prison food looks and tastes disgusting and awful. Okay, let's take a look at 10 types of prisons from around the world. Now, we all know that Japan is a very modern and high-tech country. As a consequence, Japanese prison food isn't bad at all. In fact, it's very humane. So the main course includes ramen, which is a Chinese-style wet noodle served in a meat or fish-based broth. Sometimes it's a miso soup instead. And of course, there's a lot of rice involved. Also, one of the standard solutions will be a bowl of salad made of cucumbers and radishes. Sometimes during holidays, Japanese prisoners get to eat pork and tasty pastry because many prisons produce their own tammy. In Britain, they care a lot about prisoners. They measure calories very accurately, and the diet usually does not include any salt. From a wide porridge selection, prisoners get to choose what type of squash they want to eat on a particular day. They also serve toast with jam and a glass of milk. Dinner usually includes vegetable pasta or pork/beef with pickled vegetables. Tuna and corn sandwiches are also quite popular, and of course full English wouldn't be complete without biscuits and a cup of tea. As for evening meal, well, no matter how weird it may seem, but they usually would eat an omelette or a couple of beef and pate sandwiches or a vegetarian goulash and some veggie salad. In US, it all pretty much depends on a state. For example, here's what one of the prisoners of Wisconsin State Prison has to say. "The food is awful. They feed us stale bread, a pack of milk, and a single fruit. Lunch is a runny mash, a small piece of chicken, and the same goes for dinner. Wisconsin isn't the only place where people's food in prisons look and taste like crap. In the Maricopa County, for example, they don't give them meat because they try to save on tax money. In other states, however, things aren't that bad. They use catering. They organize a type of buffet, if you will. In San Francisco, people seem very, very humane and tend to trust in re-education. Somehow, that includes a rather fancy cuisine in the form of chicken fillet in tomato sauce. In Norway, they use a very interesting approach. First of all, prisoners work, and they get about $10 a day. They feed them one time. The rest of the supplies come from their own pocket. The cool thing about Norway prisons is that they have shops, so depending on how much money they earn, they can get pretty much anything they could buy in any regular store. The weird part is that when prisoners buy unhealthy food, they would send a doctor to tell the dangers of unhealthy products. And if a prisoner doesn't know how to cook, they send a volunteer that shows them how to do that. So all in all, it doesn't seem like a prison at all, does it? In Germany, they have all kinds and types of sorts of food. So they have different categories, which are usual, pork-free, vegetarian, dietary, and diabetic. You can tell they care. Breakfast can come in the form of porridge, yogurt, a salad, scrambled eggs, and of course those famous German sausages. Spicy meatloaf along with the bacon goes for lunch. Sometimes it also includes pork chops, some roast potatoes with freshly picked veggies. Not bad, huh? It isn't at all bad out there in France either. For breakfast you get a cup of tea or some instant coffee with a baguette. Then comes dinner, where you can pick meat or fish dishes with rice or spaghetti. As a sort of bonus, you get a bowl of fresh salad. 2 times a week they serve fried potatoes, and once in a week prisoners are up for a treat: jam on toast and a cup of hot chocolate. Life in many African countries is rough. In Ethiopia and Malawi prisons, it's much worse. The only thing prisoners get to eat is unbearably tasteless, crusty porridge. They cook it in a large dirty tubs and then distribute it in small portions. Because people don't get enough nutrients, they really suffer. They get ill. And it's a huge problem that is worth remembering of. The life quality of those people must be improved. In India, things are rough too. Every morning breakfast is a bowl of rice. Dinner comes as curry rice with a dish called sambar, which is a vegetable stew cooked with tamarind broth. Guess what comes next? More rice. This time with a spoonful of vegetable salad. Also, sometimes prisoners get to eat 1 egg. Sunday is a kind of relief because that's the day when they serve 20 gram of chicken. So as you can see, Indian prisons are a nightmare for those who don't like rice. Weirdly enough, Canadians complain about the type of food they get in prisons. The daily budget is $5.5. Note how different this is from a situation in Ethiopia. So they get some porridge at breakfast, a toast and some powder milk, because it's cheaper than the usual milk. So some chicken during dinner, or you can get some beef instead. Also, you can pick a cucumber or a tomato. So yeah, that's pretty rough out there in Canada, isn't it? So finally, let's talk about Russia. So usually they would serve some porridge, it's an oatmeal most of the time, a cup of tea, obviously, some soup and some stewed cabbage, a piece of bread and a stewed fruit. Some prisons offer meat, others don't. Fish stew is also very common, so not bad. So what do you guys think prisoners should eat? I mean, should the food be different from what people eat outside the prison walls? If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.